When was the last time either of y'all were on a skateboard?
Man, I remember trying a lot as a young kid and not being able to like turn or do anything.
Oh yeah. Next to learning how to ride a unicycle, I probably hurt myself more learning to skateboard than anything else.
Yeah.
Like legitimately on a skateboard, or like there was one laying around and I stepped on it
Oh no, like legitimately, like you're out there, you're trying to
ride.
Yeah, no, you don't need to be on
Trying
like
to
a
board.
Yeah, you don't need to be like on a ramp or anything. Just rolling around on it.
I think Graham might have been there, actually,
Yeah.
at Tucker's house in his driveway.
Yeah.
I tried to do an ollie and I fell.
Oh.
It was like busted. Yeah.
I-
That was probably 15 years
Yeah.
ago, at least, I would say.
Graham,
Ollie.
you taught more recently than I have. Like, skateboarding's still not a thing for like kids, is it?
I feel like
Longboard.
there's always like a kid that's into some form of board.
Okay. I know hoverboards are
Boredom.
huge with kids now.
What's the hoverboards?
Yeah.
Those are electronic?
Yes, where you don't have to like push yourself on it. Like I see kids with those all the time.
EDM.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
What's a longboard versus a skateboard?
It's a lot longer.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Does that make it easier?
More stable,
Mhm.
for sure. 100%. Bigger wheels, so like you don't get hung on every crack in the concrete.
Yeah.
I saw a guy on one of those yesterday. He had to have been at least like 45, 46 years old. And I'm seeing that. I was thinking like, yeah, that is kind of a. I suppose it's really not something that younger people do now.
I saw tons of longboards in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone rode longboards, it seemed like.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was more of a razor scooter guy in college.
In college?
I'm kidding.
I was good with the bike. That was
Yeah.
enough
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
That's the king,
If my
yeah.
feet weren't good enough,
Right.
Nothing
For
wrong with
sure.
the bike.
For sure.
I've always kind of associated skateboarding though with alt rock. That is the genre of music that
Yeah.
comes to mind for me. I don't know if you'll like that.
Are you saying Wilco is alt rock?
I feel like they could fall into that category, are they not?
I don't know that I would put them in alt rock. Maybe, I don't know.
It's a broad category, I guess.
The broadest.
Yeah, I always think of Wilco as like indie rock
Okay.
or an art rock band. I don't know. I feel like alt rock. I feel like the meaning of that's changed a lot. Like that can mean like I don't know. What's an example of an alt rock band?
Alt rock or alternative? Or are those different things?
I thought they were the same.
I always think of REM as alternative.
Oh, okay.
But oddly enough, like Linkin Park was alt rock.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And
That's
like
why
Blink 182 was called alt rock.
punk, I would say.
Oh.
Punk rock.
But
Pop punk. I don't know.
yeah, Wilco's just kind of. I put him more in the indie rock category than anything else.
I'm gonna go with your judgment.
Even though they're like experimental, they've changed a lot over the years.
Okay.
Where does this A Ghost Is Born fall? Like, how would you genre-tize?
Classified.
I mean, there's rock in it. There's a little bit of experimental art rock, indie rock. I guess. I don't know. What were you thinking?
Maybe I just have like a different opinion of indie rock. I don't really see it as indie rock. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It seems like rock, like easy going rock with like, I don't know, like I could see this at like a coffee house kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like real light,
bit.
easy.
It's pretty dark though.
Yeah, maybe lyrically, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really.
Coffee shops can get dark, man.
They can,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff going on.
I don't know.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I was
Sure.
genres are always
I was trying to get a
confusing
feel.
to
I
me.
mean, it's
It
a
was-
good question though. Like I was trying to get a feel for it, like the whole time I was listening to it. Like how would I classify?
I mean, they
this?
started like pure like alt country. That was their
Wow.
first album.
alt country.
Yeah,
Wilco?
What is alt
kind
country?
of like in the like. I'm trying to think of who the most famous alt country band is. I mean, Wilco's one of them. Sunbolt is one of them. Ryan Adams was kind of in there with like Whiskey Town and his solo stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess I could see that.
It
now
kind
that you say that.
came out of like the kind of the Neil Young kind of blending of rock and country
could see
vibes. Yeah. But yeah, they've totally went from that to kind of a more like psychedelic pop thing.
Is that where this falls?
There's a little bit of psychedelic in this. I feel like this is a way more like serious and kind of more of a artistic statement than some of their other stuff. The album before this, I would kind of put in the same category as this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that album was Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. That's
I've heard that.
very experimental. Probably their most famous album.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of maybe the peak of their fame. That was like 2002 or something.
I was going to say, what year was this from?
04.
04.
Okay.
04.
Got it. Gotcha.
Yeah, and Wilco has continued since then. They're still going. I've seen them like 3 or 4 times.
Is that where you got that
Huge
shirt you're
fan.
wearing?
No, I think this was a Christmas present from the computer.
You all can't see him, but Graham is in a Wilco shirt and socks for today's
Right.
episode.
That's right.
Just for this occasion.
That's right. It's too bad we're not on YouTube anymore.
The resident expert for Wilco.
Yeah. But yeah, they kind of fit into their. Some people call them the American Radiohead, which would probably surprise y'all a bit, but
I guess I could see that.
Yeah, maybe.
They experiment with different sounds, and
Yeah.
they're pretty serious and pretty, I don't know, deep, I guess. But regardless, I don't know if it's important to pin down their genre, more than we have. Like, I don't know.
I just don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
like
Hard to-
accurately. That's more or less what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of elements of 60s and 70s music, but it's, gosh, I don't know.
The guitar tone reminds me a lot of your tone.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, whoa, I can see where you get a lot of influence.
He plays an SG.
Yeah,
That's-
it just immediately, so like, at least that's what you said. Like as soon as it kind of got heavier, like around the 2-minute mark, I was like, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that sounds a lot like Graham's tone.
Yeah, that probably has influenced.
Like real saturated
Yeah,
sounding.
yeah.
And
Crunchy, biting.
Clangy.
Yeah, he goes nuts on this. Like, this was the album where he took on the role as lead guitarist because they fired their lead guitarist from the previous album. Like, they really were button heads.
is this guy better or worse, would you say?
He's not like better in like the technical sense. Probably he's kind of a Neil Young type guitarist where it's just kind of like an assault and like
The solo in this, like how he just like fires into it, kind of reminds me of like a Page lick in like Since I've Been Loving You. Like when he comes back into one of those solos, it's just like just complete chaos, full speed.
Yeah.
In this, I was like, damn, that sounds a lot like that. It reminded me.
It does have a little bit of Jimmy Page kind of sloppiness to it.
Not a bad thing, but
Yeah.
like just I got strong Page vibes from that.
Yeah, I love.
And I can hear the Neil Young.
I love
too,
the tone.
big time.
Yeah. Neil Young, just real like. There's a lot of emotion in it. It's not like anything you would call particularly like beautiful guitar playing. Like he's not like David Gilmour or something. Like
It didn't seem like heavily affected, but I could hear a lot of like nuance in his fingers.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like I could hear like little bits of vibrato that were like really fast, but I knew like it was, I don't know, that you could just hear a lot of like.
He's got a lot of vibrato, and I know he had a whammy bar on his SG.
Right.
So I think it's some of that. But yeah, this was kind of a transition period where, like on the next album, they would get a lead guitarist who they still have, Nels Klein, who's like an amazing player.
Right.
He's not all that dissimilar to Tweedy, like in that he likes like noisy, crazy sounds, but just way technically better.
Yeah.
Jeff Tweedy, the singer, songwriter, and guitar player on this song, said that the solo was to like be like a musical representation of one of his panic attacks. Which
interesting.
I think kind of checks out. Like,
I think that tracks, yeah.
He's had a lot of issues over the years, like going back to when he was a kid, he would get severe migraines that he would miss like months of school just for these chronic migraines, and that carried on into adulthood. He was addicted to painkillers. I think right after this album came out, he checked into rehab for, I think it's Vicodin. But he was, taking that for anxiety and whatever. Yeah, in a lot of the, I guess, themes on this album, I mean, I can't decipher a lot of the lyrics. They're pretty abstract sometimes, but a lot of it is reference to like drug addiction, rehab,
Gotcha.
Anxiety, panic, even migraines later on. What do y'all think about this opening track?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I liked it. The tone was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Because, it just started piano, guitar, vocals, and I was like, it's real quiet. And
yeah.
I mean, that's something I noted on this whole thing is just the awesome use of dynamics.
Yes.
Like, almost to the point of silent in some parts.
Yeah.
Which I really like. Like, very, very quiet. And there's a lot of volume. And not like, compressed to the point where it's like even the quiet parts are of equal volume. Like it just dynamically, it was awesome.
Yeah. I like the song. I love that guitar tone that comes in. I also love just kind of the craziness of the drums. It just sounds very like chaotic. I don't know. There's just kind of that crashing drum thing that just keeps repeating and repeating. Cool opener. Yeah. Like they don't really have another song like this.
What'd you think, Stephen?
I thought I was surprised by it. Honestly, I thought it was kind of strange, and I thought the guitar was distinctive enough that it had me thinking about it. And this carries over to other songs. The use of piano by this band is
heavy piano.
I was surprised by how much there was in a good way. I thought it worked.
And it's pretty like simple piano too.
Yeah.
It's not like
Elton
John or something.
No.
Like always like, block chords,
it's
little
not
melodic lines.
It's not ostentatious. It blends very, very effectively. And that carried over into Hell is Chrome.
Yeah.
Is your buddy Chris a big fan of Wilco?
Yes.
I hear a lot of similarity in their voices.
Yeah.
A lot.
I could
the
see
style.
That. I could see that. Yeah, he's a big fan. It kind of turned me on to this band. For sure.
Gotcha.
Hell is Chrome is one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Cool.
I like the dynamics on that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Cool little quick solo interlude too.
I love that
like
solo. I always think about Squidward.
For Hell is Chrome?
Yeah.
Remember that episode?
Yeah.
All the chrome stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this song's about drug addiction or if it's about going to rehab, because there's a lot of lyrics about like, I was welcomed with open arms and like I received so much help in every way.
Those rehabilitation clinics are often like very, very bright. White paneling and everything.
Of course.
I mean, the singing is definitely melancholy.
Oh yeah, very melancholy band.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Downer vibe from the vocals for sure.
Yes.
that would make sense.
I kind of wanted to, like, with the line where he's like, he's not red, he's chrome.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't know, like, it looks pretty. It looks, you know, nice.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected.
Right.
Like.
Right. Sounds like this pristine place.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's painted to be this beautiful, shiny, nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that shiny, nice thing is actually hell.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting lyric.
Yeah, for sure.
Spiders.
I like spiders a lot.
I have never stopped listening to an album to listen to another track again, especially one this long. This song kicks so much ass.
I really did like it, and I liked like the kind of drony bass. Like I mean, it was just constant, but it was like it allowed everything else to do. Like the scale choice for the guitar work, I loved. Like it was so unpleasant in the best way.
Right.
Dissonant. I hate
dissonant
to
notes.
say that every episode
Sure.
I say that term, but it just, like you said, you know, it's not like a lighthearted, it's very dark, but it's like the music for me feels kind of lighthearted, but with this, like the added guitar just felt so dark. Like it gave it that really, really, really dark vibe, which I love.
Right.
I don't like stuff that sounds super positive and happy. Personally,
this
I could do hardcore downer from start to finish.
Yes.
Whereas this, like I said, it's a lot of major chords, I guess you could say, and some of the stuff, like I mean, it resolves in kind of a darker sounding way, but it has a lot of like happy to sad vibes.
Yeah, I mean, they come out of kind of like the I don't know, I was going to say kind of the Beatle-y thing where like
get that for sure.
There's it could be considered like pop songs in that they have like choruses, verses, a lot of melodies.
Right. I just like how they choose those questionable notes a lot.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I got some weird Xanadu vibes
from
this too.
Well,
I mean, just between two back-to-back note choices.
Xanadu by Rush.
Yeah. To clarify, the Rush Xanadu.
Well, that's interesting you mentioned Rush because I was reading about this song and somebody said it sounds like krautrock, which is kind of like German prog.
Yeah.
I don't know. They pull from a lot of influences.
Yeah.
Like they're into prog rock, art rock, probably all forms of alternative rock that came out of like the 80s and 90s. I don't know. It's a huge blend. I mean, it's kind of like Radiohead in that sense, where it's like really hard to pin them down.
Yeah.
Say what they are. They use way more like traditional instruments than somebody like Radiohead.
Yeah.
Like a lot of acoustic.
Tighter budget.
Well, you say that, but yeah. I mean, they didn't.
Relatively speaking,
they didn't sell as many records as Radiohead, but they were still on like a big label.
Right.
Like I don't remember if it's Warner Brothers or something like that, but
they're not renting a Victorian era mansion to record these albums.
I mean, they probably could have if they wanted to, but not quite. Yeah, the previous album is probably their most like adventurous sound wise.
Right. What you think of Muzzle of Bees?
I love Muzzle of Bees.
Very evocative of the title. I mean, they
I
make
thought
good
that
on
too.
what
I was
their
like,
names of it.
This fits the name very well, or the name fits the music well.
Yes.
That was that's what
dreamy acoustic.
Oh yeah.
Well, and at the end with
solo
that
too. Yeah,
it's like
that distorted effect.
Yeah, very it's like bees buzzing.
Yep. That's
all
I could think about.
It's interesting that like you got spiders, then muzzle of bees, then hummingbird.
Yeah.
Like the imagery there is.
Maybe that's that tracks through with the rehab.
Yeah, and like like anxiety and all that.
And
like
then the bees is like the withdrawal really kicking in, and then when you clear that hurdle, it's a little more of an uplift to it.
Yes. I feel like so many of their songs, especially on this album, are about like mental states or mental health.
Yeah.
Because he's struggled with a lot of different stuff, and it's kind of one of those cases where he was not like a recreational drug guy. Like he just kind of got into it to like cope with all of his like, you know, mental health and you know, just physical health problems with the migraines.
Right.
Yeah, I love Muzzle of Bees. That's one of my favorite Wilco songs.
I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
Hummingbird didn't do much for me, to be honest.
It's not as dark as
Right.
some of these other songs.
Definitely the most upbeat song on the album.
Yeah.
Probably
Even
why I
though,
didn't
like,
care for it.
I don't know, would you say lyrically it's upbeat? I mean,
I really don't pay too much attention to lyrics. I mean, I tried to, but
I feel like it's
sound-wise,
it's a little
maybe.
optimistic.
Yeah.
I remember reading a quote from Jeff Tweedy saying that this was his dad's favorite Wilco song, and he was like, "Why can't y'all write more songs like this?" Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It
That
has kind of
makes
that.
sense.
It has a bouncy kind of like Paul McCartney, Beatle-y thing to it.
There's a hopefulness to it.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
very much absent
It's
in most of these.
real catchy. It's got
Yes.
that violin towards the end. It's real nice.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's a great song, but yeah, very.
It seems out of place
Yes.
almost on this album.
Sure.
But yeah, I think taking it on its own.
Sure, after
I
those
can like
first 4 songs, like those first 2 in particular are really dark, and then
Yeah.
Spiders, I don't know, it kind of resolves into kind of an
More ominous than dark, I would say, for Spiders.
yeah, it's just odd, like it's
Yeah.
very repetitive and kind of hypnotic, like yeah, and I always like the album cover. Like I feel like that's kind of a good representation of what this album sounds like for some reason. It's very like monochromatic, like kind of bleak and kind of, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the end.
Just very pristine looking. I don't really know what that means though. A ghost is born.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
sterile looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ghost is born.
Yeah, he's an interesting lyricist, like a lot of weird abstract things that I've never really been able to.
Like a version of himself has died and moved on.
Maybe. Yeah.
That might actually be it. Yeah.
It's an interesting image.
How about Handshake
Ghost
Drugs?
hatching from an egg. Handshake Drugs. That's one of their big live songs.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the bass line,
I
guitar
was,
tone in this.
Yes.
Freaking maracas and a dang wood block going.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of. They've got a good drummer.
Yeah. And they do.
And he experiments with a lot of different styles of percussion.
Yeah.
You know, I used to kind of think the song was boring, but seeing what they do with it live, like it really turns into a big jam, and like, I don't know, I would definitely recommend seeing Wilco live. Like, that will, if you're unsure, that'll convince you.
It's better
I
than the
could
album
see that.
version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't mean this in a bad way, but this just like didn't move me in any way at all.
Handshake Drugs?
The album,
Oh.
Yeah.
like it didn't invoke anything in me. I can appreciate it. I thought it was, the writing's impressive. I love the guitar tone and all that. It just didn't really make me feel anything.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's melancholy, which that's a lot of the music I like is
Right.
melancholy, melodic. But I will say that it's kind of a slow burn. Like, listening to it, I was like, I don't know if this is the best like Wilco album to recommend to somebody as their first, because it's pretty long. It takes a lot of patience. It's not their like hookiest one.
It's weird.
Sure.
It's a weird album.
Yeah, I'd agree. And the one before it might even be weirder, but I might recommend that one over this.
Did we talk about Wishful Thinking?
No.
We have not.
No,
Gotcha.
we have not.
I love this one.
Nice dynamics again. That really stood out to me.
Yeah.
What was that weird? They had this weird, like, staticky sound at the start of that song. I tried to find out what that was.
Yeah, probably some kind of synthesizer. Let's see. It sounds like a guitar going through like an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A dreamy quality to it.
Yeah, a lot of these songs gonna have that dreamy kind of
very out of body feel.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
This one put me in a weird headspace.
Yeah.
It
definitely starts off odd, and it's very melancholy.
You love this one?
I like it. Yeah.
What else do you like?
Song wise?
Yeah, on this song.
Oh, on this song?
For Wishful Thinking.
I don't know. I just think it's a great song. Like very like understated. Like, you know, the chorus is very like kind of like almost like a sleep. Like it's not a super lively song.
Yeah. You like that slow burn, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes.
Fair enough.
The next track is a little more upbeat.
Yeah, that quick, light little guitar riff was very surprising.
Company in my back.
Yes.
It's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I could see that.
Intro kind of remind me of Dear Prudence in a weird way.
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit of, I like the bass line, good progression. I liked this song a
lot. They have the keyboard tone to sound like a harpsichord, assuming they didn't actually go out and get one. That weird, like, metallic, like, plucky piano sound.
Oh. That?
No, because it's...
Oh. Right here?
Yeah.
That's some kind of synthesizer, like...
No, that's guitar.
Yeah, I was hearing synth. Oh.
Yeah, there
it
is.
There it is. Yeah, that is like a...
Yeah.
It's that, like, kind of flat, like...
Yeah.
So not like a stringed kind of guitar style instrument? Sounds like it could almost be like a ukulele. But no, it sounds too metallic-y to be.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was picturing like
right.
I was picturing like 6-year-old Mozart.
It just sounds like it's almost being like picked across.
Yeah. That's kind of hard for me to
I don't know what that is.
I couldn't figure out what that was. Yeah. I harpsichord kind of came to mind for me.
Yeah, I could kind of see either way. Like just
play
something.
it again?
Yeah. Damn it. It's a freaking iPhone 12 mini.
Locked you out. There it is.
Kind of sounds like a mandolin or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because it sounds like it's all at different like intensities of being hit.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like a harpsichord would be like a consistent like it's.
And I love the
bell thing.
Yeah, it's like him hitting the rim of the drum kit or the snare or something.
Yeah. That sound. I have these like. I don't know where they're from, but they're like meditation balls that have like some chimey sound, like chime thing in them, and they're made of like porcelain, and you like rotate them in your hand, and they sound exactly like that.
Yeah,
like I honestly think that's what that might be.
Wow.
I mean, like the exact sound.
I could see them doing
when
something
they clank, it's
weird like that.
Noise. I like that one.
Yeah. Big fan of that. I have no idea what it means though. Company in my back.
Me neither. That's a weird title.
It is.
I'm a Wheel is frankly a better title for a song. I don't think I liked it as much as Company in My Back.
I kind of got some like Spoon vibes from this.
Yeah, I could hear that. what genre would you consider Spoon? Because
I don't know.
I feel like maybe
that's tough.
they're kind of in the Wilco category. It's like indie rock, but it's kind of more serious than a lot of indie rock.
Yeah.
Adult indie.
I prefer that guy's voice.
Oh, fair
Spoon.
enough. He's got a good voice.
It's just a little more like gritty, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I like both voices.
Yeah.
Do you like I'm a Wheel?
It doesn't do a ton for me.
I know.
It's definitely an odd one. Like it's probably one of the more upbeat songs.
Yeah.
Who does the song Teenage Riot? Is that Sonic Youth?
Yeah.
Play that part. I don't know why this reminded me of like.
I could hear that.
Yeah.
Nels Cline, who joined the band, was a big Sonic Youth fan.
Okay.
I think he said that after seeing Sonic Youth, that's what made him want to buy a Jazzmaster, and that's been like his guitar for decades. So yeah, they in Sonic Youth. What genre is that? I'm kind of obsessing over genres, but noise rock I think is one.
Okay.
But they might be called alternative too. Like Stefan, I know you brought up alt rock in the beginning.
Right.
I feel like it's just something that's changed so much. But yeah, I've heard of bands like Sonic Youth or even The Cure or something like that.
I want to be clear. It was not. I don't know enough about genres to classify this band. I was reading reviews of some of their older albums, and I saw alt rock brought up a lot. That's the only reason I had that written down in my notes. Like I have no idea how to describe.
Hey, I mean, and does anybody really know much about genres, or are we all just kind of pulling stuff out of our ass?
I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
The latter on that one.
Because I think if you ask most bands, they're like, we're just making art.
Yeah, most bands kind of eschew that whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't like that self.
I was gonna say, I feel like you wouldn't want to fit a specific genre to the T.
No. And I'm looking on Wikipedia, just not to go on and on about this, but it does say alternative rock, okay, experimental rock, art rock, indie rock, and then alternative country, which kind of goes back to their early
I could see
days.
the art rock. I think that's the best descriptor.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree. It was,
about theologians.
Yeah.
I dig this one.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah. Nice little solo.
Yes.
I like that. Sure.
Yeah, this one has like a little more like, I guess, maybe intentionally like a little more soul than some of the other ones. Like it's got a slight like R&B feel to it.
Yeah, the singing is a little too deadpan. I'd say to call it soul, but musically, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Like it swings a little bit, like especially with that piano riff.
Yeah.
And kind of the bass line.
Yeah.
Oh. Like you could kind of dance.
I feel it.
You could kind of dance to it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Less Than You Think is the one with the noisy,
silence.
Yeah. And he said that was supposed to be a representation of one of his migraines.
Really?
Yeah. Like the ringing.
Oh, yeah.
And, he commented saying, of course, this is going to be the song that everybody hates because of the, 10-minute droning.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's an awesome song, up to that point.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's got space sounds in it, too.
Yes.
With the end.
I've always loved this song. Very melancholy, sad.
I thought it was cool.
Sparse, and sometimes it's just like you're barely singing, real quiet. I'm a big fan of it.
It's understated for sure.
Yeah. I think he's a great emotional singer.
Yeah.
He can really bring out emotions.
You feel it.
Oh,
I feel the pathos for sure.
Yeah.
I was surprised when Late Greats started after this because I assumed I'd kind of lost where I was in the listing. I thought that was going to be the last song on the album.
Yeah,
Late Greats
sounds well.
Or Less Than You Think was going to be the
it
last
sounds like
one.
it could be.
I would have thought so too.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, Late Greats is kind of an outlier.
Yeah, it was kind of jarring. How I do think it's kind of probably a somber subtext to it, but the sound musically kind of put me in a good mood.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
It's kind of got a folkiness to it.
Yeah, it's a peppier.
Yeah, and then that guitar riff is almost like an Irish jig or something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's jaunty.
Yeah.
It's like thick and heavy.
Yeah. It's kind of a fun song. Like, I think the lyrics are kind of fun. Like, you know, the greatest band of all time has like never played a show.
Yeah, it was a happy finish to this
album.
Well,
but then there's one more song.
Television.
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
You didn't listen to that?
I did not.
See, there's a couple versions of this album. I'm looking. There's like a deluxe version.
This was the non-deluxe that I
extra
listened
song.
to that had kicking television.
Yeah, and let me see yours.
Mine ended on a Late Greats.
Okay. Well, there's one called Kicking Television. That's a little bit the same vibe as I'm a Wheel.
It was like really surprisingly upbeat
Yeah.
for a closer.
It's kind of,
to me, like, I was like one of the most upbeat tracks on the whole album.
It's a little bit punky.
Yeah. I like the chaotic outro where it just like falls apart.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a strong closer personally.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was I did not expect it
right.
at all.
And there's kind of some like comedy to it, like he's saying like, I'm working on my abs, I'm working on me, and then I'm kicking television. Like, I've read before, he says like, I have a television addiction.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was what this was about.
But yeah, just kind of very garage bandy sounding, like simple. It's a good live song of theirs.
I really like the outro.
Yeah.
Like the last couple. Yeah.
Yeah. They're great at that kind of chaos.
Like organized chaos.
Yes.
Like
their drummer's nuts.
Like intentionally falling apart.
Yes.
I'm like, whoa.
And if you see them live, they do a lot of that.
Yeah. Like to be able to repeat that to me would be extremely impressive.
Right. Yeah. A lot of organized chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
The makings of a great live show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely go see him live, and even if you're on the fence. And I think I was telling you this, but like, I think Wilco's kind of best as like pull your favorite songs from every album, put them together in a playlist, and listen. Like, there's not like an album of theirs that I'm just like, I love this from start to finish, or I think it's their clear best. And I don't think one album can give you a great picture of just like kind of their scope. Like, they're one of my favorite bands that's like come out in the recent days, even though it's been like 30 years now.
Right.
Like, it feels recent. They came out in the mid-90s.
I could see that.
Yeah. They're still going? Still together?
Yep, they are.
I feel like I would like it a lot better live.
Oh, I want to see them live.
Yes.
Desperately.
You should.
Because I feel like it would move me.
There's way more like energy. Like it doesn't have this. I mean, they do some melancholy stuff, but it's way more like intense and like
exactly.
The addition of Nels Cline, their guitar wizard, is a lot of fun. They jam more. It's more psychedelic. And they're just so good live.
Yeah.
At one point I would say at one point I was pretty sure that this was my favorite Wilco album. I'm not totally sure. Like I said, there's not one that just like is my obvious favorite. I might say Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, the one that came before this. I would give this a 9. I'm a huge fan of it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'd recommend it to somebody as their first Wilco album. I might recommend something like Summer Teeth, which is their 1999 album, I want to say. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Stefan?
I don't know if I would recommend this band. I'm not sure to whom that would be. That this is very strange music, difficult to classify, as we've discussed.
Sure.
That being said, there's a ton of cool shit on this album, and it made me want to listen to them more, and it makes me want to listen to their other albums. So I gotta give it I gotta go with like an 8.
Yep. I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it.
If you've got a song that's like 9 minutes long, and I seriously listened to it like almost 3 times before I went through the rest of the album. Like I was so blown away by that track.
It's cool, and you should check it out live too.
That is like the first thing I wrote down.
Yeah.
Listening to it, like wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you put this on our list.
Yeah.
This was a nice intro to this band.
Yeah. I'm glad this one came up so early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the first full album of theirs I've listened to.
Mm-hmm. I'd give it
probably a 7.5.
Yeah.
For me, it's
Fair.
not really something that I would ever listen to. It's not really my style.
Yeah.
But I can definitely appreciate what it is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's impressive songwriting. It's great sound.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you said, it's deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not really my thing.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't really move me much, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense. And I mean, that's no knock on it. It's just, some things connect with you, some things don't.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I know your taste pretty well, and I was kind of more or less expecting that reaction. Like, I would have been surprised if you had been like, I love this.
Yeah.
Like, and I've shown you some of their other stuff, like the song Impossible Germany.
I really like that song.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think there's strong tracks probably on all their stuff, and maybe a compilation of those tracks would make me like Wilco more than just taking a full album like this.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I'm glad I listened to it, for sure.
Yeah.
Who I'd recommend it to?
That's a tough one.
I know we said it doesn't really sound like alt rock, but I feel like somebody that likes art rock and indie and that kind of stuff, I feel like would really like this.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like that's kind of a...
If they haven't already found it, I
Sure.
think they would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
For sure, because it seems like it's consistent.
Right.
You know what I mean? It sticks to that theme pretty strongly.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm glad I listened to it.
Melancholy and...
Right.
I think there's enough, you got your hummingbirds in there.
Yeah, true.
There's enough,
True.
they're not all gloom and doom.
Yeah, Hummingbird might be the gateway track on this album.
If that was the track that I started with, I would have never finished this album. I wouldn't
Really?
have moved any further past it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would have been it.
You don't like the bounciness.
Not at all.
I'm a fan of it.
There's part of me that kind of liked it too.
Yeah. Just difference of taste.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Putting this on the list.
Sure. I'm glad y'all got something.
What album is Impossible Germany on?
It's on the next one, Sky Blue Sky.
So Nels Cline first.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that might be a good intro.
I was going to say that feels more my speed.
Yeah, even though a lot of their albums get pretty mellow in terms of just like not loud guitars, not loud jams.
Yeah.
Mellow, melancholy, reflective. But there are some pretty surprising loud moments, especially on Sky Blue Sky. Lots of cool, crazy guitar solos that just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? I don't know.
Not really. Not really. I if you can see Wilco, go see him. Yeah, that's about all I got.
All right.
Stefan.
Check it out, man. Check out Wilco. great. And if you're still with us, thank you so much. We're 3 different ones. Like, subscribe, share this episode. And we'll see you next time.